Okay, Gold Team. Hey, welcome everybody. I've got Jon Miskov here today from Amerispec. He's a gold partner with us that we are very proud to have Amerispec with us as a gold partner. Jon, welcome. Appreciate you taking your time out today.
Brent, thanks for having us. Looking forward
you,
to getting to know everybody and getting acclimated with the gold team. I hear a lot about you guys and we're excited for the opportunity. So appreciate you having us on.
Well, we're very excited to have you guys. Jon, I know Chris was in another business before he got into Amerispec. How did you guys decide to get into Amerispec? Like, what was the genesis of how you decided this is going to be our business?
Yeah, so long story short, Chris Giles, the owner of Amerispec of St. Louis, he was previously in the HVAC business for about 20 plus years. As you can imagine, that industry could take a toll on your body, so he was doing a little searching to find something a little less strenuous, something, a little more flexibility, still keep them in the industry, related fields. And one of our daughters, so he's got a 7-year-old, I got a 7-year-old, they go to school together, and one of their friends, grandfather owned the existing Amerispec franchise territory in St. Louis that had been serving the St. Louis market for 25 plus years. Okay. He was looking for a retirement strategy, an exit strategy, and Chris and Fred put their heads together, came up with a plan of action, and Chris acquired the company in October of 18. Okay. Long story short about me, a little background. I was in the technology business for about 22 years. I sold my company late 17, early 18. Took a little time off, do a little soul searching, a little breathing, enjoy life a little bit.
Not a bad idea, Jon.
Yeah, a little life work balance, if that's such a thing. But I joined forces with Chris in August of 19 to do market development, business development, employee relations, getting out and meeting and talking to agents. So it was nice. I was able to leverage the relationships I had from 22 years in the wireless industry in the new industry. I sold a lot of wireless services and technology to real estate agents. When the Supra first was introduced and people were using their Palm Trios, I was selling that solution. So I had a big, huge portfolio of agents and mortgage people and insurance people that I knew. So it was a pretty easy transition to say, hey, here I am. Here's what I'm doing now. They liked me. They trusted me. They knew me. So we've had some, early successes in the last couple of years of heading in the right direction and ramping this business up. So
that's great. I mean, it's always fun to hear somebody says, hey, I'm going to take it, go a different way, jump in a different stream and make something happen. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So Jon, when somebody, let's just say I'm a customer and, I pick up the phone and I call you, like, how does your all's process work?
Sure.
Like what happens next?
Yeah, great question. So whether it's, the client calling, the agent calling, we've had in-laws, parents call. Biggest goal is to do a little bit of fact finding and find out what they know so far. What have the agent and the client, the buyer talked about already. Mm-hmm. One thing we like to do is try to get our hands on the seller's disclosure. Yeah. That tells a lot about a property. So we're going to do our homework. But the biggest thing is, call us, text us, whatever's easiest. Agents, they can schedule through our application right on their phone. They can see our schedules and availability, which makes it nice for them. So whatever's easiest for anybody. But the biggest thing is like I said, scrolling through that seller's disclosure, doing our fact finding, finding out if the client has questions or concerns, trying to take their temperature of what their knowledge is, in the home inspection industry and buying real estate. Could be a first-time home buyer that's got no knowledge of the industry at all, no knowledge of the process, doesn't even know what a home inspection is or a sewer inspection, mold, whatever it may be. So, taking their temperature to find out where they're at as far as, their knowledge. So last thing I want to see is somebody paying for something they don't necessarily need. I've literally had clients try to order gas inspections and the whole home is electric. I'm not going to let it happen. I don't, as much as easy as it would be to take that couple extra $100, whatever it may be, I don't want to do it. I don't want them calling back 6 months down the road saying, hey, we don't have gas. We're all electric. Right. So it's easier to just be, as transparent as possible. So, it's gathering clients' information, address, property information, making sure the square footage, you know, as well as I do, Zillow and Realtor, they get creative with the square footage and how they, you know, market it. So we want to make sure we're pricing it off the correct square footage.
Right.
And then, you know, doing the homework, like I said, you know, scrubbing through it, finding out how old the roof is, condition of the property, and just making sure if they have any questions or concerns.
Are those like the common things that you look for, the roof, the things that you go in?
Yeah, the big ticket items. I mean,
Yeah.
we know, you guys know, agents know, everything can be fixed.
Right.
Does the client know that? No, they can be scared and intimidated by little things. So our goal is to walk that fine line, you know, make sure they have, and break it down in layman's terms to where you understand, we understand, and the client understands what's going on. You know, if there's an issue, here's why it was an issue. Here's how we can do to rectify it. You know, here's an approximate idea of cost to fix it. Is it something to be concerned about? No. You know, maintenance items, forecasting, all that kind of thing. So it's literally just making sure everybody's on the same page, you know, as far as I'm concerned.
You're kind of the calming of the waters.
You have to be. You have to. You know, I don't want to kill a deal. I won't kill a deal. We will not be the one doing that. I promise you that. So no, and it's, you know, it's first time home buyers. They don't know much about it. You know,
right.
I remember the first house I bought. I mean, it was scary. It was intimidating. I didn't know what I was getting into. But understanding, you know, the real estate transaction and all the moving parts, which there's a ton. And making sure everybody's on the same exact page. I think that's, you know, that definitely is what sets us aside from some of the competition, is just taking our time and being there as a resource. You know, when you got a question, need, or a concern, call us. Yeah.
No, that's a big deal. And, you know, agents from time to time, they get into those scenarios and situations where they need somebody to reach out to and ask them a question.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's, you know, we like it. I mean, with technology now, I mean, if somebody's going on a listing appointment and there's something weird they see, FaceTime us, pull it up. Let's look at the video. We'll tell you if it's an issue or not, or don't worry about it. Utilize us, you know, as a resource.
That's a good point. Using FaceTime, you can actually see what they're looking at.
Yeah. So, you know, as much as possible, you know, whether it's, you know, during the listing appointment, you know, final walkthroughs, there's a lot of things you can do virtually now. And with technology, the things we got at our fingertips, you know, we also have showing time access, super access. So we want to take as much of the back and forth between the client and the agent and us and the agent off the table. We'll do all the hard work. And not that it's hard, but we'll do all the scheduling so they don't have to.
That'd be appreciated for sure.
Agents, let them get back to doing what they do best, you know, making relationships and, you know, creating opportunities and prospecting. So,
John, do you have like anything that you think of that off the top of your head that you've run into, any strange situations or something funny that's happened?
Oh, geez. That's a good question. I mean,
I always like to ask that question with inspectors.
First thing that always comes to mind, and, you know, I'm not the one physically out doing the inspections. Early on, when I joined forces with Chris, I was out there helping, learning the industry as much as I could. I never understood why, and I didn't ask a lot of questions because the seller wasn't there, but a CPAP machine sitting next to the bed with a bottle of Louisiana hot sauce next to it caught my eye. I'm like, you know, that adds a whole new level of spicing it up in the bedroom. So don't know.
Really open you up.
Yeah. It's one way to breathe. So, yeah, I mean, the obvious stuff, you know, animals in the attic and cats jumping out at you, and they like the warmth. So they like to nestle into the insulation, you know. I can't stand.
I was watching, I think it was Hometown the other day, and I think they're in Mississippi, and they kept hearing and smelling something in the attic. They found out they had 300 bats up there. So they had to get those cages and the whole thing. They did actually get all of them out of there. Yeah. But man, can you imagine 300 bats in your attic?
They can wreak some havoc. They can definitely.
Yeah. And they had.
Yeah.
They had.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nothing jumps out. I mean, you know, just use your imagination, you know, it's out there, you know.
It's all out there.
It's all out there.
So what, I mean, if you're kind of weighing between Amerispec and the others, what do you think's the thing that you'd say, John, you know, makes you guys kind of stand out as the guys?
Without a doubt, the customer service, you know, the service prior, during, after, you know, if it's 6 to 12 months down the road and you call and say, hey, John, what size furnace filter did you say?
Yeah.
It's easy for me to say, Brent, hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. Oh, it's a 12 by 25 by 1. You know,
Yeah.
don't buy the most expensive one. Don't buy the cheapest one. Buy the one middle of the road. You know, I think that's what sets us aside. If they've got, you know, home projects they want to do and they need a referral, I mean, just
Yeah.
like agents, I mean, you guys know a ton of people. We know a ton of people from being in the industry. We can give out, you know, some names and, you know, references and, you know, just be there as a resource, as a value add, you know, people that we trust, that we've done business with over the years. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I know your agents, they don't know me from Adam. You know, I know they're doing business with somebody that they've known and they've trusted for many, many years. And it's just, you know, I'm not saying we can win them all over, but there will become a time and a place where, you know, somebody might drop the ball, price might be a factor. I don't know what that is, what that pain is.
Yeah.
But when it happens, I just want to be there, you know, as an opportunity and as, you know, a backup for them, you know, and we'll win the business if we get the opportunity. I'm confident in that. You know, our reviews online, I ask people, go look at them all the time. They're good, they're positive, and we work very hard at that. You know, I think there's a million people out there that are doing what we're doing. There's a million people out there selling real estate, but people buy from people and they buy from people they trust.
Yep. It's relationships.
And we care. I mean, we do. You know, I tell people all the time, I want to go to bed at night knowing I'm doing what's right by people. I don't want that phone ringing for the wrong reason. I really don't.
Okay.
You know, I want to know, hey, I took care of this buyer. Or if it's a pre-listing inspection, we took care of them, you know, help them get their property prepared to hit the market. So we just want to do the job right and do the job right the first time. So it's not rocket science by any means.
No, the old fashioned stuff doesn't go out of business or doesn't go out of style.
Yep.
It's especially nowadays, it seems like technology, everybody talks about technology and then they forget or don't think about how important just the simple, you know, customer service, one-on-one relationship building is.
Yep. And that's how I've built previous businesses. I know it's very important to Chris and our company, you know, structure is taking care of clients. You know, it's none of the one and done. I mean, people buy their first home, they buy their forever home, they downsize, they have kids, you know, it's exciting. You know, I've only been doing it about a year and a half, coming up on a year and a half. And I mean, I've literally already watched people, they're going into their second home with rates.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we'll jump up a little bit, you know, or,
yeah.
So it's fun, you know, I'm having a blast and it's all about just taking care of people.
Yep.
That's really it.
Anything else, John? Was there something I should have asked you? I forgot.
No, I mean, one thing I always like to bring up, we are a Homes for Heroes affiliate.
Okay.
So if any of the agents are working with people that serve, whether it's fire, EMS, police, healthcare, education, and you don't necessarily have to be a firefighter or a teacher. If you're behind the scenes, you're working in the mailroom, you're pushing a broom, you're going to qualify. So we've got discounts for people that serve. So make sure if you're calling and scheduling, or if your client's calling and scheduling, make sure they bring up that they are someone that serves.
Great to know. Great to know. Great program.
So yeah, we like to give back to, you know, people that serve. And it's just a simple way of saying thanks. Homes for Heroes was established after obviously the tragic events of 9/11.
Right.
And it's just a simple way of saying thanks and giving back. So
love that. That's very cool. Very cool. Well, John, thanks so much for taking the time out and working with me on the schedule this morning. I appreciate that.
No problem at all.
All right.
Appreciate the opportunity. If anybody needs anything, please feel free to reach out.
We will do that. Appreciate it, John.
You have a great day.
Thanks.